It was a campaign promise of symbolic importance, but government plans to legalize gay marriage and adoption has escalated into one of the biggest divisive issues in France, as supporters and opponents of the bill clash over their concept of what it means to be a family. It's more than a battle of numbers. Around 400,000 supporters of same-sex marriage took to the streets on Sunday not to outdo the 1 million mark boasted by anti-gay marriage protesters, but to show that another family model exists.
A family is any two people who can bring up a child in a loving environment that is respectful. I don't think it matters whether it's a man and a woman, anyone can do it.
Supporters say thousands of children are already being brought up in gay families and need legal protection.
In gay families today, only the biological parent has legal rights, not the co-parent. We are thus demanding that the co-parent has the same parenting rights as the biological parent.
The proposed law would allow gay couples who are married the right to adopt, but falls short of granting medically assisted procreation to lesbian couples, after this sparked fears among the population.
There's a lot of fear-mongering, a lot of misinformation. I think some people have to face the reality of the diversity of families today. No, we're not going to create anything new. We're just going to provide more security for families that already exist.
Equality campaigners have hit out at the rise in homophobia caused by the gay marriage debate.
We have noticed that a lot of people feel the right, feel the legitimacy to express their hatred and their fear. And then they dare to say that they are not homophobic. And when they tell the authorities and the politicians we fear that society is going to collapse, well, I'm talking about homophobia.
Last year, France's chief rabbi, Jill Bernheim, published a damning essay warning that failing to recognize gender difference within marriage and the family would undermine the foundations of society. That message has been taken up by French comedian Brigitte Bardot, who has become the face of a protest movement.
We are at a turning point in our society. This strategy of trying to impose a non-debate will not work. The French people are making their voices heard.
She fears that same-sex marriage would break links between father, mother and children that ground human society. For months, she, along with religious groups and the right, have led thousands in protest rallies.
A child can only be born from a father and a mother. A child needs both these parents to grow up. It's very important for us.
For opponents, marriage cannot be dissociated from procreation, and no government has the power to create something that nature tells us is impossible. The noise has eroded support for same-sex rights and forced the government to back down on the controversial issue of IVF for lesbians, leaving French gay couples with fewer rights than those in the UK.
The situation is very different from a country to another. And second, as you see, there is no debate, no discussions on this very important reform. And according to us, it's very important to make a priority on the question of unemployment.
French president has said the protest will not change his mind and is hoping that his parliamentary majority will be enough to push the bill through. But he faces stiff opposition.
It's a question, of course, of family, of respect of the child. It's child respect. It's also a problem very important about ethics. I think to the problem of what we call medical assisted procreation.
The law has plunged the French nation into an identity crisis over the concept of a family, as battle lines are drawn over not simply who has the right to marry, but whether everyone should have a right to have a family. After months of protest, the bill on gay marriage has finally come to the National Assembly, where it is likely to be passed. But it will be a minimalist law excluding medically assisted procreation for lesbian couples. The real debate on the French family won't begin until March. This is Christina Okello for JN1 in Paris.